What's your name?
Spottacus Cheetah.
And what part of the country you live in?
California, the Bay Area.
And why are you here today?
I'm here for the world's largest fur convention, which is held in Pittsburgh every year.
And what's it mean to you to be a furry?
Well, being a furry varies among different people. In general, it's a group of people who come and enjoy the artistry, the animation, and the concept of exploring different animal features. About a third of us, maybe only 1 in 3, actually have these sort of suits. But there's a whole group of artists that don't, purchase through drawings. There are people that feel a connection to the animal world, who either feel they're part animal or feel that it has some relationship to them. For me, I felt a connection to it at a very young age. I had a very strong connection to animals. I felt in particular attraction to cats. And what I found was when I started joining this group was I found a group of people that had sort of like feelings. I like when I put this on. No one knows my age, no one knows my race, no one knows my gender, and people respond to you very differently. People will hand you babies on the street and give you hugs and take pictures of you and start talking to you in a way that they wouldn't do to a stranger. And what I really like is how that really just lowers the barriers that people have between each other, and really in many ways makes for easier relationships and discussions between people. So that's one of the things I really like about this.
So do you feel more empowered or special whenever, besides you being you, than you jumping into your suit?
I do. I feel very different when I put on a suit. Many furs, as furries refer to themselves as, don't talk in suit. They take on the full animal character. I'm more of a talking fur. I still feel human, but in an animal form. And I definitely feel very different. I feel more social. I'm more comfortable approaching people. It's really just fun to interact because people are much more accepting of you. I think in part because of our exposure to Disney and the various different animal characters. But people will just sort of let down their guard when you come in a way that they wouldn't do for a human. And so I find that interaction with people is very different. And my self-image of myself is very different. It's a very, very positive experience.
You got a real elaborate suit compared to a lot of the suits that I've seen at the convention. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Sure. Now, there's really no standard rule of how people do it. It's really what you imagine and what you want to create. I think many people, because of the association with cartoons, think of very cute sort of cartoony suits. And that's the majority. About 80% of the suits are very toony. I've always been attracted to the animal nature of them, and so I've gone for the realistic suits. This is among the more realistic suits, including claws and a moving jaw and a face and sort of eyes that you'd expect to see on animals in museums. This sort of a suit, I find, makes a very different impression on people. So my suit, I commissioned an artist, a group called Clockwork Creatures, to make this, and a person named Lance Kagawa to make the paws. Both of them are very experienced in making models and making suits for performance as well as for furs, and many of them work professionally as costumers, and so their feel is a little different than from any of the other fursuits that you see. And I like the fact that it's more realistic. For me, that's part of the character.
So how much would your suit cost somebody?
I don't think we should say that on film. But I'll tell you that some of the less expensive costumes, people who make it themselves, a lot of college students are involved, they'll spend $300, $400, $500 on making them. On the other hand, some of the really elaborate stage costumes can cost over $10,000. So there's a very wide range.
So if somebody else that you met would want to be a furry or want to get involved in something like this, what would you tell them?
Well, I'd say, how does it feel? Does this feel interesting to you? There is a play, Avenue Q, a musical, and there was a song that was modified in a furry skit that was done here last year, and it was basically everyone's a little bit furry, and it was basically people saying I'm not furry. Well, you kind of like Disney cartoons, and you kind of like to scribble the characters, and well, okay, I guess I'm a little bit furry. I think a lot of people have a little bit of the furry character in them, and part of coming to a group like this, which is what I'd recommend to anyone who wonders about it, don't read about it online. Come to a Furcon, see the people, see the exhibitions, go to a few sessions on drawing, go to a few sessions on acting, go to a few sessions on fursuiting, and see how that feels. And I think that the sort of popular impression that people get by looking online is very different than the impression you get actually being here. It's a very warm, accepting group.
Good. Wow.